newspaper is Akron's #1 voice for urban press. So when events like this happen, we have to be out here to show everybody this black excellence. And speaking about black excellence,
All right. Welcome to The Usual Suspects, and I'm in the building. As you can see, the usual suspect is a little different. Let me break it down what we mean by the usual suspects. That means usually you will find someone or ones, plural, sitting at the usual desk on this particular program that you usually see frequent our platform. That's right. The recurring personalities that you see doing different things out in the community, doing things that you can see via our platform will be sitting here. That's what we mean by the usual suspects. But today, we have the very beautiful, the very lovely,
thank you,
highly educated, often motivated, and dedicated,
never duplicated,
Deborah Calhoun. Professor Deborah Calhoun, tell everybody what you do real quick.
Hey, I am with the Department of Africana Studies at Kent State University in Kent, Ohio, where I teach Black Experience 1 and or 2 in the department.
Hey, listen, man, and since we got some knowledge that you can get in college, we got the lovely Professor Deborah Calhoun. Listen, it is right now, as we speak this moment, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right? Yep. And so, of course, you know, we get all of our news from the Reporter newspaper online.com. Ms. Calhoun, what are we going to talk about today?
First, we're going to talk about the unveiling in Boston of the new Martin Luther King Jr. sculpture.
Okay, the ill-looking sculpture that I thought was kind of crazy.
Yes, kind of different.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, in Boston, they are not embracing the new MLK sculpture. On today's Social Heat, we're going to kick off the story about the sculpture that is commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. In Boston, folks are not feeling that sculpture, and given that it cost like $10 million, folks are kind of upset. It was a public ceremony in Boston, unveiled on Friday, January 13th. The crowd cheered, applauded, yelled, screamed until the sculpture was fully unveiled, and then it kind of died down and people said, what is it?
Listen, man, the funny thing is this thing looked crazy to me. I was like, what the hell am I looking at?
Right.
What am I looking at? I see arms and no body. What am I looking at?
What you're looking at is part of the bodies of Dr. King and his wife, Coretta. It's called The Embrace, and it was modeled after the moment when the couple learned that he had won the Nobel Peace Prize in overseas. Well, and according to Number 7 News, Imani Pierce Jeffries of the King Boston Group called the statue a beacon for the city of Boston, Massachusetts. We want Boston to be known as a city of inclusion, a city of embrace, a city of love. We want to be the most welcoming and embracing and belonging city in the country.
Now, if you're looking at it through a perverse eye, if you're looking at this thing and you don't know what you're looking at, whatever's deep inside your psyche will be at play, because you're going to think you're seeing things that you're not seeing. As you can see, when she was reading, you saw the actual embrace. It was kind of, in the art world, they call it abstract. It's an abstract piece of art made for $10 million. And I'm here to tell you, you have to really look at that thing to identify what the hell it is. And if you don't know what it is, like I said, your mind will be wandering. But since it is Dr. Martin Luther King Day, okay, we got the doctor in the building, the professor in the building from Kent State University. Let me ask you a couple questions, man.
Sure.
Why is it so important, especially since you know Pan-African Studies and you doing what you do over there at Kent State? Why is it important for us as a community to acknowledge this day and the man behind this day?
We need to also always acknowledge our sheroes and heroes.
Word.
First of all, he is not the only one. There are literally hundreds before him and many that have come after him. But what is important about Dr. King to me is not what we usually see on the regular screen about Dr. King. They show the footage of I Have a Dream speech. They show him at the March on Washington. They show him, speaking in various venues throughout the civil rights movement and process. But in my mind, the most important part of Dr. King was his post-1967 development.
Okay, talk about that.
And because of that, it is there that he comes out against the Vietnam War.
Come on.
And I argue that as he got closer to the time of his assassination, he was more closer politically to Brother Malcolm than anyone else. I mean, they come to align each other because they start to internationalize their views.
Come on now.
And I think in that speech, particularly why I oppose the war in Vietnam, he goes in hard against the United States government, against U.S. militarism, against economic exploitation. He goes in against this question of misaligned budget priorities. We spend more on the military than we do on education. And in fact, what happened during his lifetime, we shifted, or rather collectively, the United States government shifted its economic vision from trying to deal with the problems of the poor and oppressed and out of power to that of military that is funding the Vietnam War, taking the place of the French, who, remember, started that war with Vietnam. They couldn't finish it. And they came in as like the second team, and they still couldn't finish it because the Vietnamese was fighting for land, home, and country.
Okay.
So he spends time talking about these contradictions. And what's most important for me, I think, just like Malcolm, he began to understand the international role of the struggle. Like, it's not just about the struggle here, but what happens to us here is going on an international level across the world.
You know what? That's why we got the lovely, very beautiful, highly educated, never duplicated.
Yes.
Miss Deborah, Professor Deborah Calhoun. You got some more notes you want to go over, or that you plan to have? That's what you were saying.
I mean, I think that's it.
You
He
hit it.
basically, I think in that speech, we know he comes out against human rights versus property rights and thing-oriented society. He talked about the country needing to go through what he called a revolution of values. We need to change our value focus from that of things to that of people, and embracing people and working for the common collective good as opposed to the corporations.
Well, you got new glasses.
I do.
You can see things clearly.
I can see clearly now.
Come on, man. That's
The rain
dope.
has
So what we got
come.
next from the Reporter Newspaperonline.com?
We have some entertainment news, and I think what is most appropriate in terms of this being the segue into Black History Month, we have Sister Shirley Ralph unbothered by the criticism.
Now, who the hell is Shirley Lee Ralph? Hold on, let me guess.
Okay.
Is Shirley Lee Ralph the girl that played Bernie Mac's wife?
No.
Because she's fine.
She's fine too.
Okay, who
But
is
Shirley Lee Ralph was the fine stepmother in Moesha.
this? D?
Yes.
That's D.
Yes, that D.
And did she play Tyrese's mom? And
She did in Baby Boy. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I like her.
She's
So
fine.
she's speaking out now. Let's talk about it.
Well, she's unbothered by the criticism. I will say she's also in Abbott Elementary.
What's that?
Abbott Elementary is a sick comedy drama on ABC where she plays a kindergarten teacher.
With Everyone Hates Chris.
Chris is a substitute teacher.
Did he just win an award for that? I just saw that.
Yes, he did.
So I need to watch it. I got two people that I like. Y'all need to pay attention, y'all. I got two people that I like on that show. And
Hilarious.
I like. She's being funny.
She
Shirley,
is deadpan funny and straight up no chaser.
and she's still beautiful.
And fine.
So let's talk about what's going on with her.
But most recently, Shirley Ralph is unbothered by her remarks on the red carpet, most recently at the 2023 Golden Globes Awards, where she made the absolute most astute observation that folks will pay to look like Black women and girls. What do you think about that?
Wow, she didn't say folks. Let's read it. Let's read it verbatim.
Well, she said she pointed out the fact that the Kardashians particularly pay tons of money. She said $10,000 for your lips.
Come on now.
$10,000 for your hips.
Come on now.
$10,000 for the swag you got. And we get it for free and got it for free.
Come on.
And we should be proud to be the Black woman, because I think the question was a commentator asked her, what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
That's what it was. She said, what would
To be in love with your hips, to be in love with your lips, to be in love with your color. There's nothing wrong with you, girl. Cheryl Lee, you got this.
Because she said people are paying for what you have. So
Yes.
Black sisters, you need to feel me before they kill me. If you are beautiful, if your lips is big, guess what? You in fashion. If your hips is big, guess what? You in fashion. If your hair is nappy, dare I say, you should be happy.
Happy as
you
nappy.
are in fashion. Why do you think that's important for our youth right now to hear something like that at this critical time in our experience here in America?
I think it's most important because there's such a thing as cyberbullying. And people, if you're not the in crowd and have to have the best lips or have the best lipstick or this or that, that people are literally shaming our young people to the point of absolute depression and leading to negative kind of self-injurious behaviors because of that attack and criticism on the physicality.
Yeah,
but we got the look that others want to imitate.
Brothers, I'm going to hold you to task. It's imperative that you guys and it's also paramount and of the most importance that you compliment your sisters
Yes.
every day. And this is gonna sound crazy. Definitely the nappy ones.
Yes.
Definitely the ones like see how lovely her hair looks.
Oh,
you see how full her lips are.
Puffball.
You see how full her lips is? This is what we're talking about. This is who our sisters are.
Yes.
And she's not confused. Can you imagine your Black history teacher, your pro-Black history teacher, or what you teaching at Kent?
I teach Africana Studies, Black Experience 1 and 2.
In there with a weave on and bleach.
This is how I go to class.
You better say
minus the shirt.
Minus the shirt.
We gotta have a Kent State shirt on sometime, but it's a black world. So
man, I like that, man. So
but I will say before we finish, even though as the beauty industry is shifting to what they call the Apple BBL.
The Apple BBL. What the
Apple. That's just a little bit smaller
butt lift.
Butt lift. It's not the big boom boom bubble butt.
Oh, okay.
It's the Apple BBL.
Oh, for the quote unquote firm.
Yeah. But it's still the same intentionality to make them look like us.
Right. Oh damn. Well, listen, man. What we got next? Oh, first up, before we go any further, listen.
Sure.
My bad. Listen, this is the usual suspects, and we do paint positive images of our people every day here at Mecca Media Entertainment, here at AkronHipHop.com. Listen, if you're in Akron and you're trying to promote you and your style, position your business, your organization, your movement, your function into the market space, please give me a call at area code 330-937-2632. That number again is area code 330-937-2632. We ask that you hit the damn like button, hit the share button, and also hit the, subscribe. Let somebody know that we do this thing every week. Okay, now what we got next?
Next in entertainment, Megan Thee Stallion.
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. You know that case just settled and finished kind of a couple days ago?
Yeah.
And there are new photos that show Megan Thee Stallion's gruesome foot injuries after the Tory Lanez shooting.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and I like Megan too.
I like her too.
I like her style.
Definitely art.
Yes.
She's art.
She is art.
Yeah, she is art. I like to see her with some dreadlocks though.
I would like her to see to come back more to herself.
Yeah, but she's definitely artistically fine.
Yes, she is.
What's the article?
She's almost 6 foot. So
is she for real?
She's like a 6'1" sister, I think. She tall. She a tall drink of water.
Well, all right. I'm thirsty. What we got next, man?
There are new photos related to the Tory Lanez shooting case that show Megan Thee Stallion's foot injuries from the night that he shot her. TMZ has published graphic photos that were presented as evidence in the trial that started last month.
Okay.
The images show the bloody SUV that Megan and Tory were riding in, as well as the blood-stained suitcase and the gun Lanez allegedly used to shoot his ex-lover. There are also x-rays of Megan's foot injuries, and Dr. Lee Haruno of Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, the orthopedic division, testified during the trial and noted that when foreign bodies are often that small, it causes more harm to try to remove them.
Listen, she felt like the people on social media, her exact quote was, y'all crazy. She said, y'all are crazy. You know what I mean? She says, it seems as if it's negative, y'all on it. If it's positive, you don't want it.
Yep.
Okay. You on it if it's negative. You don't want it if it's positive. She says the stuff that's been reported and stuff is ridiculous. She feels a certain kind of way, and so much so that she expressed on this particular video. You'll see it on the reported newspaperonline.com in the entertainment section. If you're watching it this week, you'll be able to see it. You'll hear her words talking about how horrific that situation went through. I'm talking about the surgery.
Right. Well, they talked about her even. How was she able to walk out that SUV and being shot? She had guns on her and a light from overhead from a helicopter telling her to get out the car. And we know how sometimes bullets fly stray when we don't follow directives of the police, right?
Right. So she's going to get out.
So she got up like this, stepping out, bloody feet and all.
Right. If you've seen the pictures, we're talking about, and we've been showing the pictures on the program and everything. So this is crazy.
It is.
You listen to making the Stallion?
I listen to some of her body yaddy yaddy and some of her stuff. I do.
You listen to that one song with
I
Cardi B?
I like both them sisters. They fire when they on point. I like their attitude.
Okay.
But I want them to kind of come back to themselves, both of them,
Okay.
and be the street folk I know and love.
Right. Hey,
Right.
sometimes money make you change a few things.
They have changed a lot of things because of money.
Hey, listen. That other song, WAP. I'm sure
Oh,
the
yeah.
professors are not going to say that and everything. Okay, that's all right. Listen. Before we leave up out of here, tell somebody
Yes.
what you reading. What's going on?
Oh, new on my bookcase is a book called Wake. This is a graphic novel, so those of us who like comic books
Word.
will love this because that is, I think I can show a little and we won't get in trouble by the
Nah,
copyright police. Totally in comic book form. This is Dr. Rebecca Hall. She has written a book on the hidden history of women-led slave revolts.
So what is this right here, though?
So this is her story of trying to uncover the plethora of women-led slave revolts in the 16th century in New York, particularly.
Man, look, this is a graphic novel.
I mean, the whole thing is like that from A to Z.
Oh man, and of some historical context.
Absolutely historical content and context.
Come on,
she
man.
digs through the crates, so to speak, and she pulls up the documentation that suggests that having a majority of women on the slave ships were the most dangerous.
Come on now.
Because they had women top deck, not necessarily below deck, but top deck. And
for treats.
For treats and pleasures of the crew.
Come on now.
And she also reminds us that they were the most violent and the most dangerous part of the enslavement process and voyage was the first 50 miles off the shore of Africa. That's when they would be setting it off.
Man, listen. The name of the book is what? Wake. I like this right here. And you know, if you're doing any comic book reading,
this is
comic book read. Look, and it's real. It's your story. It's your glory.
It's in comic book
It's
format.
your story and glory. And ultimate glory is in this here book.
Yeah.
We got another book here.
Yes, I will say then this one before we flip is that she even goes into so far as that the women from Dahomey. We talked about the Dora Milaje.
Yes.
When we had the video look-see at the Woman King.
Right.
Some of those survivors of Dahomey ended up in Haiti and set it off with Toussaint Louverture.
Come on, man. Say what that was.
Haiti, first Black independent nation in the Western
now.
world.
Come on now. Come on.
Some of those folks were Dahomean women soldiers that end up helping and were the wives of some of the generals under Toussaint.
Listen, the next book is Let Nobody Turn Us Around, Voices of Resistance, Reform, Renewal, an African American Anthology. Are you teaching people from this?
I teach Black 1 and 2 a little bit from this. This is Dr. Manning Marable. If you remember the author, the doctor who wrote Malcolm X?
Yeah.
This is one of his early edited volumes, and I like this one because it speaks from the words of the people themselves.
Well, how can we get this stuff?
Be it King, be it Malcolm, be it Mary Mathiliah Bethune, whether it be Marcus Garvey, he goes to the crates and pulls from their words their voices of liberation and revolution and freedom.
To be a Negro in a day like this.
Frederick Douglass, and he was a bad orator. He could shame you and shade you and do it so eloquently.
So you have to go to school to get this book?
No, you can buy that straight out there. I buy used.
So you want to give them a shout? Hey, you want to give them a shout out where to get these books at?
Books A Million.
Okay, they better be paying her.
Clark Books.
Yeah, be paying her.
What's the other one I like? Clark Books.
It's Clark Books. You said that. Is that the bootleg one you get for used books?
No, this is all. They all use used books.
Oh, okay.
People who have gently used them, but passed them on to another life.
Now you wiping these books down?
Oh, of course.
Post COVID. You spraying it like with some disinfectant. You like?
Yes. This is my original though. This is pre-COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one's pre-COVID.
Oh.
Marable signed that for me in 2006 before his death.
Look, man, I could talk to you all day, every day.
Yeah.
I know you have took trips to Kemet.
Yeah.
I mean, Egypt, for those who don't know, Africa, the west coast of Africa. And so I'm envious, but I'm happy that I know you.
The Caribbean, Haiti. Jamaica.
Come on, man. And you know some of our historical scholars and
Yes.
stuff like, I mean, you talked to these people.
Met and talked and didn't say I was on extended sojourn with them.
Come on, man. And we have this lady here in Blackburn, Ohio. Listen, I appreciate it. Tell somebody how to get in contact with you social media wise.
Oh boy, you can contact me by Designs by Deborah on the Facebooklet.
On the Facebook.
You can get me on the gram by Rough Diamond 824
Rough
or
Diamond.
Chef Deborah, because I cook.
Oh, yeah.
I like cooking. And on the Tweety Bird, I am History Sister.
I like History Sister, and I like Rough Diamonds and Diamonds in the Rough. Okay?
Yeah, and Diamond in the Rough on YouTube. I'm trying to do shorts to make my reach a little bit
You
more.
do it. Listen, for
detailed.
Rough Diamonds and Diamond in the Rough and the History Sister, and for the Reporter Newspaper Online.com, I am your brother Hiram Akeem. Y'all better film me before they kill me, y'all. We out of here.
The Reporter newspaper serving Akron, Ohio and surrounding communities for over 50 years. Understanding the voices of our unique experiences and realities is paramount to community development. With the Reporter newspaper and the Reporter newspaper Online.com, it is our mission to tell our stories to our communities in the way we understand. With that being said, this is the time to get your yearly subscription delivered to your door at an affordable rate. To get your subscription, please call them at 330-535-7061. The Reporter newspaper serving our community for over 50 years.
Sure. All right. I'll call you back shortly. Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Acting Car Guy. I know it's super cold out there, but it's very warm in here. So you need to come here and let me talk to you. 2023 is coming up. It's a new year. What I want to do is show you what you need to do to get in one of those cars out there. Keep you off the side of the road. I'm going to start explaining to you how to get your credit together. If you got a job, bring a pay stub. If you don't have a job, or if you're doing DoorDash, bring me bank statements. If you say, why bring bank statements? Because you need to be able to show your money that you're getting. This is just lesson one. If you can't show the money that you're making, the lender is not going to lend you money because they don't know how they're going to get their money back. Lesson one, I'm about to drop some jewels on y'all all year. Come see me, Akron Car Guy, 1544 South Hawkins Avenue. You already know what I'm going to do. Let me do it.